so today we're going to take care of ourselves. We're going to learn about stretching, and more specifically, stretching in the legs. I've already made a couple of videos about stretching out your back because that's another major problem, but also your legs are just as important, if not more important, because they're another major part of your body, and also the biggest muscles in your body are in your legs. So let's go ahead and learn several stretches that are going to stretch your calves, glutes, hamstrings, as well as a little bit of ankles, but you'll see how it works out going through this. All right, so the first one we're gonna do is something extremely basic. Going back to the old school, sitting on your bum, your chest is up, and your legs are straight. Of course, we're gonna do the sit and reach. So reaching over, wanna come down, keeping my back flat. Don't necessarily just wanna grab and hunch over. I want to go down, feel my back pull, keep my chest up a little bit, and then holding on to my toes as much as possible and really feel that pull all the way down my hamstrings and even my calves, because when I pull my toes, I'm pulling on my calves first before it even gets to the hamstrings. So just breathe in slowly. Now, throughout our entire period of going through this stretch video, of doing these stretches together rather, you want to really think about and focus on your breathing. Your breathing should be slow and concise. So you're breathing in and breathing out slow and under control. When you're doing that, you're naturally relaxing your body and relaxing the muscles as well. So you're gonna end up with a deeper stretch, especially when you do it twice on the same side or doing twice the same stretch. All right, so one, relax your body by breathing correctly. Then two, every time you inhale, on this exhale, there's gonna be a release also in the muscle, and that's when you reach further into the stretch and you get even further stretch. For example, I'm already stretching here, and I'm actually gonna gain some more mobility in this. So I'm gonna take a deep breath. On the exhale, I'm stretching even further down into the stretch. I gained a lot. It's almost like half a handful right there, further onto my feet. And I'm getting even more of a stretch. That is awesome because that means more gains. No matter if you're doing strength training specifically or if you're doing cardio, this technique is perfect for you. It is one of the several techniques of stretching. So today we're just gonna go over the static holds in different variations, all right? So that is one of our hamstring stretch exercises. Now, of course, you can open up wide, coming down, and now you're involving your groin, which is awesome. So you can hold the insides of your feet, bending down, holding it like this, coming back out, or you can get the outside. It's gonna involve a little bit of the outside of the hips, but still getting your groin just a little bit, and then coming back in, all right? So next, we're gonna have us do the right over left. That's all I remember, all the way through being a kid. So we're gonna do right over left, and actually let me get a better view, so I'm gonna do my left over right. And right now we're gonna be stretching out our glute, right up in here, and you're also gonna get a trunk stretch, so it's gonna feel mighty nice. Now, a lot of people, you start and you twist, and you just step right here, but there's actually two more things you can do in this position. So twisting your hand and pulling it further behind you is gonna give you even more of a stretch right back in here. So you're getting even more of the glutes at this point and more of a trunk rotation on the opposite side. So in your back, you're getting that pull as well. And you notice on the exhale, my body goes further into the stretch. Then another way that you can do this to really focus it, just go ahead and hug yourself and bring this knee really tight to your chest, and that's gonna pull on these glutes as well, pulling on the outside of the hip area. All right, so I'm feeling it right through here, right through the outside of my glutes. Oh, I can even go down with this one, but we're not gonna do that yet. All right, so that's the right over left or the left over right stretch right there. And before I get out of this position, of course, I can't forget about the butterfly. So again, my chest is up, my feet are together, and this is my start position, right? Everyone remembers the wings. Now, I want to challenge you guys, if you can, bring your hands together, however you want to do it. Don't care if you meditate or not. but putting and using your elbows, pushing down the outside your knees just a little bit until you can take it. Remember to breathe. Breathe. And then finally relax and slowly bring your legs back in. All right? So that's an awesome groin stretch, and you can really maximize it by putting down those elbows into your knees. All right, so now I'm gonna go to my back and gonna get another hamstring stretch exercise, but more importantly, there's a muscle called your piriformis that's inside your hamstring, basically, inside the back of your thigh. It attaches to the back right in here. It's a really annoying muscle at times, because when you run, it fires, but you're so used to thinking about just your hamstrings, which are these major 3 muscles right here, and your quads on the front, that you forget there are other smaller muscles inside your hip that are working at the same time that you're running or you're jumping or anything like that, and the piriformis is one of those muscles. Now, I am one of those people that suffer from a tight piriformis, so I love this next stretch. It's called the figure 4 stretch. So I'm going to bend one knee and place my ankle rather, on top of this knee. Then I'm going to extend my left leg up, and I'm going to reach through this figure 4 right here, this window, and I'm going to grab underneath my patella, underneath my knee, and I'm going to pull this leg towards myself. While I'm doing that, this leg is being pushed towards me, and therefore the inside, right in here on that leg, is being pulled right now, and it feels great. Woo, hallelujah. All right, so let me do it at another position. So ankle on top of the knee, bring the leg up, reach through, and pull. Of course, the closer you get your legs to your chest, the more of a deeper stretch that you're going to gain. So definitely do this stretch before you go to bed. After you work out, this is an awesome stretch to really get deep inside the hamstrings as they connect to your glutes, with that stretch in particular. Now, the next thing I'm going to go into is working on your quads without having to stand up. So I'm simply going to bring my quad behind me, keep the other leg out, and then I'm just going to rear back. Now, when your quads are tight like mine are right now, your knees going to jump up like, whoa, what are you doing? And that's okay. But you want to keep this leg down as much as possible. So if you can't lay all the way down, that's okay. Don't worry, just lean back. And you're gonna feel it right here in the front of your quad. Just let it relax. Take a deep breath. And really sink into that stretch right here in the front. Right here. Woo. Hallelujah. All right, so that's going to be a go-to quad stretch, so you don't have to get up just to stretch out your quad, all right? Now, one of the last couple of exercises, I'm going to, I'm going to do another type of hamstring stretch, and you definitely have to get onto your knees in order to do this and to really get into the stretch. You're going to bring your foot forward, chest is up. Now, the foot being forward, of course, your heel is coming down first, right, in order to give you a solid position. But the knee is very important on this stretch. You don't want your knee to go past your toes. You want it to go no more than right above your toes. So right here would be the top of where I want it. Once I'm going past my toes, I'm putting a lot of pressure on the knee, and that's not the point of this stretch. We're just stretching, we're not working out. So, and I don't want to necessarily put pressure on my knee either with my arm. So what I'm going to do, which I'll show you from an alternate view, stepping out in front of myself, then I'm going into the stretch as I go down. But I'm going to place my hands right here in front of me as though I'm like doing a push-up or, basically, push-up position. and then I'm gonna allow my knee to line up and track over my ankle. And now I'm getting this pull right here on my hip flexors, which feels awesome, but also I'm getting this deep stretch right here in my hamstring. So I'm getting 2 stretches for the price of 1. Ding. So getting 2 stretches at the same time, which is absolutely amazing. And this is one of the stretches that you can definitely do even before you work out. So you can turn this into a dynamic stretch easily. So what I've seen football teams do, coming down, hold it for like a second, coming back up, coming down, pushing back up from the heel, going back down, and that tends to fire it up before they go into the game, okay? You can even stand up and lean in, lean out, lean in, lean out, lean in, lean out. You can do it that way as well. It's a little bit more difficult. You really need to know your body and where you feel that stretch at. But either way, you can turn it into a dynamic stretch. So this is an awesome, awesome stretch as well. Now, before I stand fully up, and we're gonna go into calf raises on the last part, there are 2 ways you can do a calf stretch. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go back in reverse. On this hamstring stretch with your knee up, you see my ankle is moving back and forward. When I push my ankle like this, now you're sort of breaking that rule with your knee beyond your toes, but then I start to feel an Achilles stretch as well as a calf stretch right here. So I'm working on some ankle mobility by just going back and forth, and I want to keep my foot flat down to the ground as much as possible in order to really work on that ankle mobility. So that's another way to warm up the ankles outside of pretty much going like this or going around in circles. But make sure when you go around and do your circles that you're still under control. When you're stretching, you have to be under control, or you're at the risk of injuring yourself. The stretch should not be done fast or just willy-nilly. You have to be under control. Make sure you're breathing. Make sure you're conscious of what you're doing. Don't take it for naught, okay? Now, the last thing, like I said, is going to be the calf stretches. The first way that you can do it without standing up, simply going into a push-up position, and now I'm going to be on my toes in my push-up, and instead of being up like a push-up position, I'm going to sag back onto my toes, and immediately my calves are being stretched, right? Or I can isolate one foot by putting one over the other, and then really sit back onto my toes, and that pulls on the calf as well. Show you that. So you see I'm up, and then I push down, and I isolate it into one leg, all right? So that's an excellent way to do a calf stretch, especially if you're coming out of inchworms or big bear steps, as hopefully you either know because you're a gym member, or you've already seen some of the other videos that I've made, so you know what I'm talking about. Or simply, get this box. You say this is a wall, grab the wall, and you want to put your heel, you want to take your heel and get it as close to the wall as possible. Bringing this heel close to the wall is going to give you an even greater stretch than a little bit. So I got my heel as close as I can get it. My foot is as high as it can go. And I already feel the stretch. It feels great. Now I can lean into it even more if I want that much more intensity of a stretch. Still breathing. Letting the muscle relax into the stretch. Woo. I can rotate my foot so that I feel it on different parts of my calf muscle. So if I rotate my foot outward, I'm gonna feel it on the outside of my calf. If I rotate my foot inward, then I tend to feel it right in line on the middle side of my calf or the medial side of my calf. So just a couple of things to think about. Whew, that felt great. So those are several different stretches that you can do after your workout, or even some of them you could have done before your workout in your dynamic stretches. So I just want to share it with you so that you know how to cool down while you're at home. If you didn't sign up for a yoga class or anything like that, this is a great way and great several different stretches that you can use at home in order to still get your flexibility as far as feeling great, and then also increase your mobility by doing these flexibility exercises. So the next time you come into the gym, you're gonna be able to squat deeper, which gives you more power because you're tearing the muscle even more. And you're gonna get even more results at the end of the day. So don't take stretches lightly. They are very, very important. We just want to maximize your time for the gym members that are here. I want to maximize your time. So that's why we don't necessarily get to go into the stretches too often, but use this video to maximize your results. All right, that's all I got for you today. Just make sure, as always, go and be great.